All right, so today we'll move on to another two types about expository writing. So basically, for these few days, we have been talking about some of the important details for different types of expository writing, including like cause and effect, and also comparison and contrast. And here we'll move on to another type, which will be subjunctive mood. And actually, just about probably the tenses you are going to have for this kind of writing，主要是跟那个假设语气或者是跟时态有关这部分，我们可能大家做一个说明。那像这个之前我们也是有看过类似的作文题目，假设你在这个情况之下，你要怎么去解决这件事情，或者你要做什么采取什么样的行为或措施？那这个情况之下，我们可能就想说用这个假设语气的方式去讲说，假使我在那个状况之中，你会去采取什么样的一个行动？那我们一样先请同学来念一下这篇小短文好了。So let's invite someone to read this passage for us first. So let's probably invite 奕晨 would you read this one for us first? If I were given
three wishes that could change my life, they would be for practical things. My first wish would be to have more time to sleep. With all of the time I spend at school, doing homework and taking part in 然后这怎么念 extracurricular activities. I never seem to get enough sleep. If only this wish were granted, I would not feel so
exhausted
all the time.
Right, we can stop here. Next one, Jing Yang, my second wish.
My second wish will be for the ability to dance. I have tried to learn, but I'm just not good at it. Every time I get on dance floor with friends, they laugh at me. It would be nice to dance and not have to worry about how silly I look. Finally.
Next one, Yan Chen, finally.
Finally, I wish my younger brother could get over his allergies. If he hadn't sneezed too much, we would never have had to give away our dog. I would love to have our dog back because I think about him every day. I know that there is probably no chance of my three wishes coming true, but that doesn't mean I have to give up hope.
Alright, so we can take a close look at this passage together. 所以它基本上是用假设语气的方式去写这个文章。那其实如果像之前那个作文题目的话，其实如果你不要这么复杂的话，你用一般的现在式或未来式，比方说 If I am in that kind of situation, I will do what？如果你怕你用假设语气的话，会可能不小心犯一些文法错误的话，那你就是用你最习惯的那个 tense 去写，除非那个作文应该也不太会，就是它有特别规定说你一定要用这种假设语去写，或者它题目直接像这个直接给你说 If I were given three wishes，它很明确就叫你要用这种假设语气的话，不然基本上就是用一般的时态去写说，If I am in that kind of situation, I will do what？ 这样其实应该都是可以的。好 ，so we can take a look at this one。所以基本上它的句型很简单，就是 if someone were what，或者是用过去式的动词，如果是与现在事实相反的话 ，and someone would, could or should might do something。然后如果是与过去事实相反的话呢，就是 if someone had done something and someone would have or should or might could have done something, for example。好，所以基本上的文章是这样说 ：If I were given three wishes that could change my life, they would be for practical things。所以一样第一句话 topic sentence 就很清楚写说，我的 wishes 都是怎样 practical things， 不是很实际的东西。So here it says, my first wish would be to have more time to sleep。 所以第一个愿望是 would be to have more time to sleep. So which in other words, this person does not have enough time to sleep. So that's why my first wish would be to have more time to sleep. 所以这边就用 would be 与现在事实相反。With all the time I spent at school doing homework and taking part in extracurricular activities, I never seem to get enough sleep. 在这边时态它就转回来，然后转回来说现在是因为这个时态描述它现在的状况。接下来讲到是与现在事实相反，变成是 If only this wish were granted, I would not feel exhausted all the time. 所以它变得到假设语这边去了。So probably I can give you a question like this one here. So is he exhausted now? If yes, please type 1. If no, please type 2. Is he exhausted now? Yeah, it should be yes, right? So if only this wish were granted, I would not feel so exhausted all the time. So which means, in other words, he is exhausted all the time, all right? So my second wish would be for the ability to dance. So the question is, does he have the ability to dance? If yes, please type 1. If no, please type 2. That should be no, right? That's why I said my second wish would be, 可以用 would be 一样是假设语气了。My second wish would be for the ability to dance. I've tried to learn, but I'm just not good at it. Every time I get on a dance floor with friends, they laughed at me. 所以这个又转过来，他在描述现在这个情况。I have tried to learn, but I'm not good at it. And every time I get on a dance floor with friends, they laughed at me. All right. So a question is, I'll have another question here. Do his friends laugh at him? If yes, please type 1. If no, please type 2. Do his friends laugh at him? Yeah, it should be yes, right? So it would be nice to dance and not have to worry about how silly I look. 所以表示他现在都会 worry about how silly he looks， 所以它变成 it would be nice， 所以是与现在事实相反。好，第三个你看它也是很清楚，那个 first wish、second wish， 最后一个 finally I wish my younger brother could get over his allergies. If he hadn't sneezed so much, we would never have had to give away our dog. 所以他希望他的弟弟可以 get over this kind of illness。所以呢是希望他现在能够去克服它。可是下一句话这边要特别注意一下 ，If it hadn't sneezed so much, we would never have had to give away our dog. 所以这边回溯到说什么？他以前可能有一只狗，所以已经又变成与过去事实相反。所以如果他没有这个症状的话呢，或许那个时候他就不需要把他们的狗给送走，所以又变成一个过去事实相反。所以时态跟整个假设语气的转换可能要特别去注意一下。如果是写这种类型的文章 ，I would love to have our dog back because I think about him every day. So the question is, does he have the dog now? If yes, please type 1. If no, please type 2. No, all right. Does he miss his dog? If yes, please type 1. If no, please type 2. Yeah, yes, right. Because I think about him every day. 所以它这边又变成了现在式，讲现在这个状况。So I know that there's probably no chance for my 3 wishes coming true, but that doesn't mean I had to give up hope. Alright? 那这边再特别提醒同学注意的点是说 ，wish 跟 hope 这两个字其实有点不太一样。如果它当动词或当名词的时候 ，wish 通常是讲一件比较不可能发生的事情。So usually we say I wish I were a millionaire. I wish I were a millionaire. 好，那我们就后面的地方我们就用假设语气去讲。I wish I were a millionaire, but actually probably it's impossible for me to become a millionaire. 那我就会用假设语气。那如果是 hope 的话，通常是会比较可能发生，所以 probably will say like we hope we can see each other again soon. 那就是比较可能发生。We hope we will see each other again. Or we hope we can do that by Monday. 那这是比较有可能发生，就用 hope 这个动词。Alright, so there will be probably one of the type of this kind of writing. And then we'll move on to the next one. So please wait a second. All right, and another type will be something like simile, metaphor, and hyperbole, all right? 所以就是所谓的明喻、暗喻跟夸饰。那这也不是一个特别的类型，只是说，你在写作文的时候可以有这些的 writing technique 去描述或去叙述，或者是解释一个东西。那如果这个句型，如果你忘记的部分，忘记的话，其实就是像右手边那个橘色那个 column 里面有个as what，或是 like something。或者是像你们那时候考文法测验很常错的一个题目是 A is to be as C is to D， 或者是 A is to be what C is to D， 其实念起来是蛮怪的，因为基本上是一个古英文的用法，所以它的句型就是这个样子，所以你可能就是只能特别把它记下来，或者是它一个比较旧的英文的用法这样。那我们要请 Let's also invite someone to read the passage for us first, and then we can see what might be the parts that kind of use like the part using this kind of techniques to describe something, right? So probably we can invite someone to read this one. Then Junyu, would you read this one? When I was 6.
When I was 6, I always looked forward to going to my neighbor Jim's house to play with his dog. My parents told me that a million times growing up that I could get a dog when I was older. But waiting for that, it seems like forever. When I turned 12, Dad finally allowed it. I went with my parents to an animal shelter and found a little black dog that was cute as a button. Knowing that I will be taking a little puppy home with me was like a dream come true. I picked him up, and his fur was as soft as slate. I know that raising him will be an enormous responsibility, but I was ready to do it. I will be to the puppy what a parent is to a child. I was ready to get 110%, 110% to provide proof to my parents how responsibility I could be. In return for this, I would end up with a loyal, loving companion.
All right, so probably will prove to my parents how responsible I could be, and also I will end up with a loyal, loving companion. All right. So here I'd like you to give about 3 minutes to take a look at this passage, and please try to find out what might be the parts using these kind of techniques like simile, metaphor, and hyperbole. All right. So please type your answers in the chat box showing those parts using these kind of techniques. All right, so I'll give you 3 minutes. So please take your time. All right, so can you try to type any part that using these kind of techniques in the writing? So please type some key phrases or key sentences here. All right, so probably you could see some good answers we have here from your classmates, like a million times, and also like forever, as cute as a button, as soft as silk, for example. So probably we can take a look at these techniques and see how they are used in the writing here, right? So as you can see right here, it says, when I was 6, I always look forward to going to my neighbor Jim's house to play with his dog. And my parents told me a million times, 也就很多次哦. And then, but waiting for that time seems like forever, okay, like forever, okay, 也是一个就是很像很久这样. And it says like, and found a little black dog that was cute as a button, or was as cute as a button. 就像它这个纽扣一样可爱. And then I would be taking the little puppy home with me. Knowing that I would be taking the little puppy home with me was like a dream coming true. Okay, like a dream coming true. 所以这也是另外一个 like a dream 这个部分. Then his fur was as soft as silk. Okay, and also 这个就是比较特别的用法，所以其实刚刚我们念起来那个同学念起来是蛮怪，因为这个句子版就是怪怪的。I would be to the puppy what a parent's to a child。我这好像是在看到英文然后古典句才会有这种奇怪的句子出来这样。And I was ready to give 110% and prove to my parents how responsible I could be. And in return for this, I would end up with a loyal, loving companion, right? So probably next time when you try to describe something or you want to tell a story or you want to explain something, these are the techniques you can use to try to make your writing kind of vivid and also probably will show certain kind of interesting parts of the things or the object or the person you are trying to describe, all right? So there will be all we have for the parts of expository writing. So far, we have been discussing about different kinds of expository writing from especially one like comparison and contrast, and also the one like this one, cause and effect. And these two will be more important. 这两个是比较重要的说明文的类型。那我们有看过一些例子了，那其实就再回顾一下，就是说，基本上写说明文的这个部分，基本上的 structure 要很清楚，就是要有一个 intro、body 跟 conclusion。那如果是以我们说明或解释那个第二段来看的话，基本上我们就希望你有一个 topic sentence、some supporting details， 然后有一个 concluding sentence， 就是有 intro、body 跟 conclusion。那中间的 supporting details, you will try to involve or you try to use some information to make your writing more convincing and more persuasive. 那你可以用的方式，你可能是 try to explain something or you try to define something, or try to present certain kind of facts or statistics or details or example， 或者你只是很清楚去讲这个东西的因果关系，或者去比较彼此之间的相同处或者是相异处 ，in terms like similarities and differences。那重点就是你的 consistency， 你的 topic sentence 跟你的 concluding sentence， 也就是你的 intro 跟 conclusion 是要彼此呼应的。那你中间的 supporting details 基本上也是用来说明跟解释你 topic sentence 所讲到的一些重要内容。Right? So if you have no more question or you have no more things for this one, there'll be all the important information and some of the basic principles you should know for expository writing. All right. So for this section, we'll stop here a little bit. So please wait a second.